To be born in apartheid South Africa in 1961 was to inherit a destiny of systematic injustice and oppression. My grandfather, Josia, also known as Mantlhoa, chose to defy that inheritance. He made a courageous choice to join the ranks of Umkhonto weSizwe, the MK, transforming his personal narrative into an important chapter of our nation's liberation story. His life became a story of service and sacrifice. His years of exile were not a flight, but a focused and intense deployment dedicated to training for the fight of our freedom. I am fulfilling the call of Psalms chapter 78, verse 4, which says, "We will not hide them from their children, but tell to the coming generation the glorious deeds of the Lord, and his might and the wonders that he has done." By documenting this biography, I validate my grandfather's life, a testimony of God's love and protection. Remembering Josia, also known as Mantlhoa. The life of Mtsamai's MK Kader. My early life and education. I was born Josia Mantlhoa on the 11th of January 1961 in Katlehong, Germiston. My parents are the late Ananias and Maria Mantlhoa. I am the youngest of 7 boys and 6 girls. I started school in 1968 at Sekhutlong Lower Primary School, after which I went to the Brain Primary School and matriculated in Katlehong High School in 1981. In 1982, I joined Score Metals as an apprentice fitter and earned my NTC2 certificate. I dropped out due to political turmoil, which forced me to answer the call to arms by joining Umkhonto weSizwe, the MK, the armed wing of the African National Congress, the ANC. My journey in exile begins. In 1985, I started my 6 months training in military science at Kakulama, which is also called Mokari, in the province of Malanje, Angola. This location wasn't just a camp, it was ground zero for the Angolan Civil War. The Angolan Civil War was one of the longest and deadliest conflicts in post-colonial African history. The year was still 1985. I was deployed to Little Land, an anti-aircraft base in Angola. We were training to defend against aerial threats. I stayed at this camp until our withdrawal to Tanzania in 1989. Defending our revolution in Tanzania. In 1989, I trained in Mukakwa briefly until I was deployed to Kitete Camp in Morogoro, Tanzania, until my return back home in 1994. The call to come back home. I landed in Cape Town 19 February 1994. I was deployed to Kubek for a peacemaking mission. Shortly after our country's first democratic elections in June 1994, I left the army to pursue other interests. My later life and legacy. The years following my return from exile were full of hardships, but I carried on with dignity and quiet strength. I found my final rest with my ancestors in July 2003. I left behind 2 daughters. I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. Amandla.